Good evening, and welcome to Hanging with the Walkers. Here with my host and co-host, Rogers Walker.
Greetings, my brothers and sisters. Greetings.
Good evening, and welcome to another awesome segment of Hanging with the Walkers. This is the late night edition. It's just so awesome that someone else can actually be able to help us to get into another segment of Hanging with the Walkers.
Amen.
This is our first late night edition, and of course, it would be with the King and Queen of Dunbar.
Amen.
Oh boy,
Sam and Darlene Mitchell.
we just
Normally
normal
during this
people.
normally during this time, all of us are asleep. But guess what? We are up tonight to hang
All
out with
right.
you
Woo,
all
woo.
on Hanging with the Walkers. So woohoo!
Yes,
Give it up
ma'am.
for the King and Queen of Dunbar, Sam and Darlene Mitchell. Welcome to Hanging with the Walkers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we understand and know when it's something as rich as this conversation will be tonight. We understand the glitches. We understand the fight. We understand everything that go along with it because it doesn't want it to be so. But we're here. Celia
Amen.
said it best.
Yes.
She said, "Dear
Yes.
God, we're here." So,
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
so please tell us a little bit about who the real Sam and Darlene Mitchell is, and whoever wants to go first.
Go ahead, sweetie.
Okay. I'm Darlene Edie Mitchell.
Uh-huh.
My maiden name is Edie. And I'm just so blessed to be invited. When you're during your day-to-day routine, it's so special when someone sees worth in you to ask you to be on a podcast, to share with others our joys. And those days that we don't have joy, we find a way to make it joyful.
Yes.
I met Sam in high school when I was in the band at Fort Myers High. What a lovely experience. I was so excited to be close to Sam. He was so good looking. Oh my goodness.
All right now.
And
Hot, hot,
so
hot.
when I don't know if this might be part two, but so when my theory was to be in the band, I said, while I'm in the band, the football team travels away from Fort Myers from time to time, and we get on the buses. So here I am figuring all this out. I'll be with Sam sitting in the back of the bus and doing whatever comes to my mind.
Uh-huh.
So my dad put my mom on as a band booster.
Oh.
I get a chance to sit in the front of the bus with my mama, no matter what I did. But I found a way after years and years of communicating back with and forth with each other. God has put us back together. We've been married 16 beautiful years, beautiful years.
Awesome.
When you've gone through a bad relationship, you can spot a good relationship a
Yes.
mile away. And first of all, what drew me to Sam was not the old Sam, but what drew me was his love for God. And when
Okay.
he talks, he finds ways. I'm so used to with my family, if something bothered me, we either go and pull it out and meet him, pow pow. But with
Uh-huh.
but with Sam, he finds other ways of first of all communicating, and he has such a beautiful spirit about. He's a loving person. He's been a father not only to Chuck and Chantel, but a father figure to anyone that comes his way in the
Mm.
grocery store, walking anywhere we are, and they can tell that in him because he wants to listen. The
Mhm.
greatest key to a beautiful life is for somebody to listen.
Yes.
Sometimes they ask you how you're doing, and by the time, well, they're gone. Okay, I'll see you later. That's not with Sam. That's not with him.
Mhm.
He has seen my highs and my lows, and to actually be able to trust someone again as my husband, to be able to trust someone so that when you've gone through bad marriages, and all of it wasn't bad, nobody marries with the name badge on them, I'm going to be a cheater. I'm going to be an abusive person, and I'm going to steal all your money. If all of that was on a business card and on your
Okay now.
card, would we? Would we marry him? No. So
Right.
we hide all of that stuff. And I'm a firm believer that I don't believe in 50-50 in a relationship. I
That's
believe in
right.
Right.
Come on now.
100, because you got 50% holding back to take phone calls from another man, all
Mhm.
of this other stuff, getting scams and all of this stuff. But when God gives you an answered prayer, I really prayed for God to keep my eye on him. It was so
Yes.
easy. It was so,
Yes.
because if something didn't smell like him, I just let that go. Yeah, and there's a way to let people go without being offended and all of the
Yes, it is.
cruel ways of talking to an individual. But like I said, I asked, and he knew my heart
Mhm.
after bad relationships and disappointments. Not necessarily a bad relation, but it's a disappointment because I had big ideas, and at that same time that other 50% was holding back, not on the same page. And that's all I
Yeah.
got to say for now.
Hello, everyone. My name is
Hello.
Samuel Mitchell. I served in the military for 14 years. Uh, been in Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Also, I got a medal, one of the highest medals that the military has. It's a Bronze Star.
All
Uh,
right.
to my wife, the first time that we met, I told her that let's sit down to the table. It was at my mom's house. We sat down at the dinner table, and I told her, I said, look, I'm putting everything out on the card. I said, before you marry me, you have to believe in God.
Mm.
If you don't accept God, then I'm out of here. Because I told her, she'll tell you, I said, God comes before we come together. And I'm going to let her take over from here.
Y'all ain't ready for this other part.
Oh, boy.
Come on, you gotta drop
Oh,
No,
it.
boy.
You
y'all
gotta
ain't
drop it.
y'all ain't ready. I don't think you ready. But what's the old saying, to thine own self be true?
Yes.
I when I met up with Sam was just, he was just in awe at how beautiful I was.
Yes.
Come on,
Work
sis.
it, work
Come
it.
Yep.
on, come on.
Yep. Yep.
He was in awe. I knew if I kept this face and all this beautiful hair, I said,
All
I
this
got
luscious.
this. I
Uh-huh.
got this. Oh, but when we got married,
Oh,
Uh-huh.
man. Beautiful. Beautiful. We had one of the most best weddings in the town of Fort Myers. It was so
Wow.
beautiful. It never been done here in Fort Myers. What's the name of the place that we
it's
went
the
to?
Burn Davis Art Center downtown.
Uh-huh.
And that art center, the Burn Davis Art Center, used to be a post office, um, owned by and managed by Sidney and Burn Davis. And
Uh-huh.
Sidney Davis was a good friend of my dad's. Sidney allowed my dad to open up in his drugstore a post office. It was the
Mhm.
first in the Black community, my dad's
Mhm.
post office in our drugstore. And those, over the years, it's changed to different things. But what happened when they had the lights changed on the outside and the letters reflecting on the building, that
Mhm.
was so magical to me. That really
Mhm.
was magical to me. And the director down there at the center, Jim Griffith, he says, can I ask you why would you want to have the wedding here? I said, well, on the inside, it's still under construction. And I said, on the outside, it's just absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I wanted the lettering. So what I did is, in my thinking, I said, I want to come out in my gown, with the emeralds on my train. I want to come out at night. So what I did is I flipped the reception and all of that at the end, and I had a happy hour where
Uh-huh.
I had a violin ensemble from Kenya, Africa. I had the
Ooh.
band here. I had a band here, and it was open to the public. I did have to secure the roads so that nobody gets hurt, and they were
Uh-huh.
blocked by the city Fort Myers Police
Police.
Department, and our
Uh-huh.
very own commissioner, Cecil Pendergrass. He was an officer at the time, and he was one of them that got a chance to engage on what I had and the vision I had. So
Wow.
everyone was able to hear, wine and dine. And I said, now with all of these people, I'm not spending this much money on an invitation. It
Uh-huh.
makes sense.
Tell
It
them how
Mhm.
much
makes
it
sense.
costs.
Yeah. But it made sense to have uh, a mistress and a mister of ceremony conduct our wedding so that people know what's going on, and instead of printing all this stuff that winds up on the floor anyway. So
Mhm.
Lee
Mhm.
Pitts was one of our uh, uh, entertainment. He was our entertainment announcer. I'll
Uh-huh.
have to say that. And then Gina Sheard, she was the mistress of ceremony for the
Mhm.
event. And
Mhm.
Pastor Glover and his dear wife Cheryl um, helped us in making that night so special to us. Um,
Wow.
the video is on YouTube, and I would say maybe 40% of the people that were in the video in our wedding have passed away. What a great tribute to share with kids,
Yes.
and those that come behind us. That
Yes.
anything you put your mind to, you can do it.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
when I asked Jim, I said, "Now, what is it going to cost for the ceremony?" He said, "Well, we've never had anybody ask for something outside." He said, "I tell you what, just take care of the custodial fee,
Uh-huh.
$75.
Yep,
Wow.
$75. And how much
$75.
does it cost now?
Now to retain the Burn Davis Art Center, 3,500.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh,
Now, I'm not sure if those prices are the same because since then there's been COVID and a lot of other things happening and the hurricanes that have come. I'm not sure if the price is the same, but I tell you, the colors were
beautiful.
shades of green, an
Mhm.
emerald wedding, but shades of green.
Mhm.
Everybody was told to wear something green. So at
Uh-huh.
night, it all looked like one big happy family.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Everybody, I didn't have no big this one and little this. Everybody was in green. The people downtown on First Street saw the palm trees. I had the city bring down 24 of the palm trees and deliver them.
Wow.
And that in between the trees was our runway to going
Uh-huh.
up the steps. And
Mhm.
people walking, in their shorts and their drink in their hand, and they're going, what in the world's going? So everybody was watching, and when they found out everybody was invited, it was a glorious time. And it would be sad, it would be
Uh-huh.
sad to be our age, to put on a show on the outside,
Mhm.
and then on the inside it's torment,
Yeah.
That's
it's
Yes.
it.
Yes.
destruction,
That's it.
belittling one another,
Mhm.
just to no end. And my children were so happy that I finally found someone that could understand me. And as far as when I talk to families, and I talk to especially the kids, I tell them all the time, when you're having a difficult situation in a relationship and you cannot communicate and get your word out because they won't
Yes.
let you get your word out. I
Yes.
said, think of a plant which started from a seed.
Mhm.
Think of a plant that's been watered now to a full tree.
Come on,
Yes.
You
teach,
can't
teach
bend
right
the
there.
tree once
Right.
it's a tree. It's
Mhm.
unbendable. What'll happen
Mhm.
is it will break.
Mhm.
So if you just learn to accept that person in its state that it's in that full tree, you'll find some things that you disagree with, but like Daddy always said, life is like a buffet. Everything about Sam may not be on that table, but there's some things that I need to make me a better person, to make
Yes.
me a better mother, and
Yes.
so forth. And there's nothing that we don't challenge. And we've been through sickness, we've been through death, and to have someone that you don't have to get on the phone and pay them to fly down to hug you, to
Right.
have those members around you, it's all beautiful. I'm gonna let Sam talk about this part.
What's that?
I'm giving him permission to talk about this part when he
Okay.
married his bride
Oh no.
and came home to his bride.
Y'all listen, man,
He
I gotta
blushing.
tell
He
y'all this.
blushing. You got him blushing, sis.
Man, I tell you, after we got home, you know what things supposed to go on. We start talking and everything. So I noticed she took her wig off. I said, okay, all right. I said, I can handle that.
Uh-huh.
Then she started pulling out her teeth. I said, God. And then one more thing. Then she took one of her legs off. I said, God, you gave me this woman.
He's a comedian. All of that didn't come off.
I said,
I would still be at the burn center trying to put all that back together.
I said,
Listen,
God,
he didn't
I
say
said,
your
God, you
leg,
gave
did
me this
he?
woman. I
He
don't know
didn't
what
say
I'm
the
gonna do.
leg.
I said, God, what I'm gonna do? I said, you sent this woman to me. I said, what am I gonna do, God?
One time, Sam thought he was talking to me in the bedroom. Well, I was
Uh-huh.
in the kitchen
Oh,
and some of my accessories was on a wig head. So he was talking. He thought he was talking, and he thought that I was ignoring him because I wasn't even, So other than that, it's a great day. But every now and then, Sam say, "Sweetie, why you lied to me?" Don't nobody want us after they hear this story. Don't nobody want us. Woo!
so that's how we feel about each other. We do everything
Oh my
together.
God.
Yep. Y'all go ahead and
I
finish that.
love
I'll get
it.
that laugh one out. We got some
Oh
more
my
stuff for
goodness.
No,
you.
we don't. No, not tonight.
Oh,
Uh-uh.
I love it.
That's
I love it. Listen, I saw some of your wedding pictures on your page, and you all look such a handsome couple.
so do you guys. I'm serious.
yes, yes.
So do you guys. Y'all are special to us. I'm always checking y'all out, especially me. I always check out your husband.
Uh-huh.
Hat, shoes.
Everything, brother. You got it going on.
First
You
time I
got
really
it going
appreciate you,
on,
sir.
brother. I'm serious, big time. You got it going on, and you have a very beautiful wife.
Thank
Now,
you.
what I do with my
So do
wife,
you.
Darlene, I tell her almost every day that I love her.
Hmm.
Just about the other part, I tell her that you're a very beautiful woman. The
Hmm.
reason why I do that, because say for instance, if your wife leave the house and someone walks up to your walk up to you and it would say, have anybody told you look beautiful today? My wife would say, yes, my husband told me I was
That's
beautiful
it.
today.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
it. So that's why I tell all men, tell her that you love her. Tell her that she's beautiful. Because if you don't do it, somebody else will do
Yes,
it.
well.
That's it.
Big time. And they're out
That's
there
it.
waiting, just waiting on you to fall over. And once you're out of the way, they are waiting. Big time. You may not know it, but they are.
Sometimes they don't wait till you out of the way.
Yes.
Sometimes they try it while y'all together.
That's right. That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Oh my
That's right.
goodness. But listen, I see that I was just checking out some things, and thank you for serving in the military for our country.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I was so excited. I saw where 2008, your arms were stretched out in celebration about President Obama. What a powerful picture.
Amen.
Oh my
Amen.
goodness. Oh my goodness. So you all got to sit in a meeting with them?
What happened was they allowed like weeks before him coming, they had volunteers for security, different levels of security, and
Uh-huh.
I was part of the security. And then the reception area at Harborside, that big reception room was for the Democrats,
Uh-huh.
and we sat and waited on the jumbotrons. We were watching on the votes as they came in, and when it was declared him being a winner, we were already there in the reception, fruit, cheese trays, and all, and it was such an emotional time because
Wow.
it's one thing for somebody to run, that's your color, but it's
That's it.
another thing for somebody to win,
Amen.
that's your color.
That's
That's
right.
And
it.
when that happened, it was so many people crying in tears,
Yes.
Yes.
just like it was. And Sam's tears were, and they ran to him. They came up to him because
Mm.
he had, when he closes his eyes and goes into
Praising God.
hallelujahs and
Yeah.
praising God, the camera
Mm.
crew ran over to him and tears. I mean, um, we're blessed. We're blessed in so many ways
To
for the
be able to have
doors
seen
that,
that.
as Lee Pitts would always say, the doors that people said can't be opened or interrupted
Yes,
by those that are doing it. Oh
that's
yeah,
it.
that was a
That's it.
powerful, that was a powerful night.
And I can add on one more thing. When my father was alive,
Uh-huh.
he said that was the first time in his whole life that a black man ran for president.
That's it.
And also too, you know, he was some kind of scared to go into a restaurant. He was from Selma, Alabama, and he said, "I never thought that I'd be able to come in a restaurant." I said, "Pop," I said, "you know, we are free." I said, "You can do anything you want to. You can express yourself the way you want to."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Especially in this day and age. I just thought that I just love that shot that was on there. You know, I
Thank
can't
you,
wait.
thank you.
I
How long
can't
has that
wait
picture
to
been?
get to where
2008.
2008.
2008,
Yes, yes,
2008, and then we're in
Mhm.
2025 now. Yes.
Mhm.
yes.
I can't wait to get to talk to you about the 239 drum line.
Okay, that's on you. Go ahead, sweetie.
Ready?
Yes.
All right. What's your questions?
Please tell us about how it was birthed, the vision behind it, and where you want to take those young drummers.
All my life, I've been a vocal coach or in some capacity of music with
Mm-hmm.
children and some adults. And if a wheel is already fully oiled,
Uh-huh.
you don't need no more oil on it. Go
All
to
right.
something else.
Yes.
We over the years we condition our minds to think that if you're not a rapper, if you're not a ball player, um, you don't have a good chance of succeeding unless there's through the different scams that are out
Mm-hmm.
there. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so disheartening. But I put myself in the place of that child, which makes it so easy for my vision to have been birthed. I
Yes.
put myself I was allowed to go some places as a child, and then some places I was not allowed. And at the time, I was so mad because kids pick at you. Why
Right.
aren't you able to go this place into a dance and all this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just so angry. And I had a evil and a bad streak about me.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like to hit and throw things. My dad, my father, had a tetherball built in the back of our yard so that
Mm-hmm.
I could punch the ball if I had some issues. I could punch that ball and it worked. We don't know what children are facing. We
That's
really
true.
don't know what they're facing at home. It looks like a home from the outside, but when
Mm.
that mother goes to work and
Yes.
those children are left with a boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
who chooses not to work,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what's going on. And what's even sadder is that if they share something with their mom, most times the mom blames the child. It was
Yes.
something you did to provoke him to even doing this. And I don't believe that. I think you're lying. That child grows up to be that tree that I was telling you about. Once
Yes.
it's a tree, you can't bend it. So
That's it.
however my emotions feel, the days of watering it so that it bends a certain way
Mm-hmm.
are too late. So
Yes.
my mind is with drummers, kids can in their mind imagine
Mm.
the bullying that they don't feel confident enough in telling, um, all of the different things that our children go through.
Yes.
I'm all about the children.
Yeah.
Yes.
They can be taught to love other
Yes.
colors. They can
Yes.
be taught to respect adults.
Mm-hmm.
They can be taught to come to class and not be violent and all of the other things, but they've got to have an out. And playing the drums
Yes.
does that. It does it. And it allows, when you're dealing with singers and choirs, which you already know, you got
Mm-hmm.
choir members that the ones that show up on time every time are the one that can't hit a lick. They can't sing, but they're on time. They will be their own time.
Yes, they
And
will.
the ones that you need 15 minutes before showtime, but they do a good job. But at the same time, with the drum, it sounds the same.
Yes.
It
One band,
sounds
one sound. Yes.
one sound, and that's my
Yes.
vision from that.
Mm,
And
I love it.
once I shared it um, with Chantel and Chuck and Sam, they were right behind me.
Hmm.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chantel took that drum line to another level. She saw the passion, and she understood the assignment, and she's marching to that because she's able to see how these kids are gravitating and can't wait to be there because we're showing love.
Yes.
And that's all it's all about is love.
That's it. That's
They
it.
grew up under love.
Hmm.
So when you see in the school system how kids are, they come to school with shoes that are dirty, and the feet are dirty, and they have an odor to them. These kids need love.
Yes, they do.
If the mother couldn't do any better, then by golly, what are we to do? That's
That's
what we
it.
do, stepping
That's
in.
what.
That's
That's
right.
it.
And so with
That's
my
it.
the Darlene and friends, everything I do is with a purpose. My name is the one out front.
Hmm.
Friends are the ones that support. That ampersand in the middle, that's the
Yes.
glue. That's the youth. That's the older people that can't do but need to be motivated and encouraged, and not sitting out on a porch, waiting to die. My family won't come see me, but when I get in the hospital, they crowd the place
Oh
out.
yeah.
All of
Oh
these
yeah.
things. All
Oh
of
yeah.
these things. So that's what I'm about.
Hmm.
Another thing too, we drive very much within the community itself with the kids. So as Chantel is taking her mother's footstep, and she's
Yes.
doing a wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful
she
job,
is.
and that's what I
Hmm.
love about her. As a matter of fact, she done took over the drum line,
Yes.
so she handled
Wow.
it pretty good.
And
And then she has.
you're blessed, Barbara,
Yes.
when out of all of my intellect, I don't need nobody. I know how to get on this call.
Hmm.
I call Atlanta and I call Fort Myers. Chucky is good, but guess who came through the gate? Pressed down, shaken together, running over, couldn't wait
Miss
Our
to get.
beautiful
Chantel.
daughter,
Yeah,
Miss Chantel.
Chantel.
look at her. Chantel say, "Uh-oh, something behind that." She can take Louie and she can take these dogs home with her. That's what she can do.
And they are so cute too.
Thank
They are
you.
so cute. Just had
Here,
These
birthdays too. I want you to know.
here
uh-oh.
they come.
Yes, they
This
did,
is
and they just
this
had
is Nipsey.
birthdays. Yes,
Oh, this is
listen,
Louie,
photo
and
bomb.
Louie is 16 years old.
Oh
He's
wow,
been with us as long as we've been married, the 16 years,
wow.
and such a beautiful baby. And
Oh
16 years later comes
This is Louis. This is my boy.
this is Nipsey.
yes, yes,
Nipsey's
yes.
2 years old.
I remember when you got it. I saw it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
His birthday party,
Uh
wasn't
huh.
that something?
Yes, that was something special.
She had a movie theater set up in the backyard. We had all kind of food. She invited neighbors' dogs,
Yeah, yeah.
and they were all coming to a birthday party on
Boy,
Lafayette Street in
What
Ward
you
3.
say?
Can you imagine
What?
that?
Oh
There's
my
still
goodness.
some good in Ward 3.
You know, I told him about it. I said, the dog's having a birthday party. He talking about what? I say, yes. I said the
Yeah.
dog's having a bigger birthday party than we did.
I made the mistake of cutting off a little piece of chicken to Louis when he was. Louis eats Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Oh
Popeye's
my
chicken,
God.
hamburger,
Publix chicken, hamburgers
Hamburgers.
from McDonald's,
steak.
steak, hamburgers from Hardee's. And when I come through the line, I said, I need 2 large patties. They said, is that for Nipsey and Louis? I said, yes, for
Oh
Nipsey and
my
Louis.
goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, the dog's
But
well known in the community. How about that?
Chantel has made lamb for them. I'm not into lamb and all,
Yeah.
but
Lamb is good.
steaks are here on this side. Um, and it keeps them. There's so much company for us. For one thing, they're good company for us. And I tell you, I would tell anybody, if you're going through something that is beyond your control, sicknesses with your relatives and your loved ones,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a situation where you got to pull on the serenity prayer.
Yes.
These dogs take your mind off, any pet takes your
Therapy
mind
dogs.
off of things that you can't change.
That's it.
And I
Therapy
highly
dogs.
recommend it. I highly
Mm-hmm.
recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
Wow.
some people, always ask us, why we're so happy. And the reason why we're so happy is because we have God in our life.
that's it.
And he make a difference. Some people say, what do you do when you have problems in the family? Well, one have to listen.
Yeah.
One have to listen. If you don't listen to what's going on, you're gonna always have a problem.
That's it.
Number two, just give your partner enough time. You need to give them time to space. You need space. That don't mean that she's gonna leave. Everybody need a little space with itself.
And I recommend buying NyQuil and keep it in the trunk. I don't drink no more, but girl, oh my God. That alcohol used to be the peace that surpassed all understanding. Won't he do it? So to keep me from going to jail driving drunk, I got a case of NyQuil in the car. It works. You don't cough anymore. It works. I love y'all. I love
Listen,
y'all.
they took the alcohol out the NyQuil and stuff.
Some of it.
Oh,
Some
they
of
did.
it.
Some of it.
Okay.
That's
I have a
probably why I
question here.
don't drink as much then, because ain't nothing in it.
Right. That's it. That's it. Honey say he got a question
Wow.
for you.
I have a question here. When we were talking about the drum line and how it was first birthday, something that you said sparked me just a while ago. That when you brought it to your supportive team, which is your family, how they jumped on it
Yeah.
and was a part of it immediately.
hmm
Explain to her how important that it is to have a support system, especially when it's family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I have a vision of something, I share it. Even when I have dreams, I share my dreams of something, and I share it with Sam. And um, it's just one of those situations where you've got to learn to trust people that they know how to do something just like you do, but they have a different formula. But the
Yes.
end result is the same. I can
Yes.
put $21 bills on the table and pay for something for 19.99, and he can put a $20 bill. It's
Mm-hmm.
still, at the end of the day, it's still, you still get the same results.
Yes.
I have a belief system that when I worked for the government for many years, I worked for the tax collector's office for 14, and then I worked for HUD for 16. And who better knows a family, a broken family, than
Yes.
I?
Yes.
Who knows the employees that just treat these broken families as if they're just another number? Next, next, no sensitivity. If it's 5 o'clock, we hang up. No, I take my call on my way home to take care of that mother, because I know what it's like to be a single parent in the
Yes.
home.
Yes.
I knew what it was. And some people can't trust God. That's the only way I can say it. They can trust God as long as things are happening.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
But to
That's right.
trust him when nothing is moving,
yeah,
Mm.
nothing is working,
yeah.
you got family members, or some of them now, and I know what I'm talking about. I can call some family members, let me know if you need anything. Well, I'm getting ready to tell you I need, and they say, okay, I'll talk with you later. You got those.
Okay,
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
telling the truth.
It's in every family. And even in sickness, when I would love to have some help over here because my relative is not feeling well and I just need to go to the store and pick up a few. You let me know if you need me. Come pick me up, because I don't
Right.
have a car.
Right.
If I gotta pick you up in Lehigh and I live in Fort Myers, I might as well stay home and deal with it myself as
That's
best I
true.
can. But
That's
it's
true.
when people see your walk, and people see, for I can honestly say, for over 15 years, Barbara and Mr. Walker, over 15 years, I supported this city
Mm-hmm.
by any invitation they would give me
I
to
believe that.
perform for weddings, funerals, big events, and I wouldn't charge them. And the reason I said that is because I grew up with a mom and dad that owned a business
Mm-hmm.
in Fort Myers. They also were the overseers of a funeral home. I was never around people that didn't give and don't worry about the money
Right.
and all of the blessings that come with this years to come. If I was already fed financially and I already see you're struggling, no, you don't need to pay me nothing. And let me tell you what happened. Over 15 years of donating my service at any capacity that I was asked, what is your fee? You don't owe me anything. But now the time has come
Yes.
because they can see somebody that's got a flag up with the United States on it that actually worked the system,
Yes.
and it worked for them.
Uh-huh.
So what happens is they see my walk and they say, if Darlene is behind it, we're behind Darlene. Anything I
Mm.
ask, donations, sponsors, they're right there. And the beautiful part about it, when I managed the senior development at Royal Palm under the Housing Authority, these
Mm-hmm.
people had no family, had no friends, some of them. And when we would have the parade, Dunbar Festival Committee, I was on that committee, and I put together different programs that the seniors that were in their scooters, their motorized scooters or
Yes.
wheelchairs, and I invited them to do a flag presentation when I sang for, I did the halftime show at the Centennial Park, and I sang with the White House Band.
Oh.
And I had these members from the Housing Authority. You talk about a sense of pride. You talk
Mm.
about people coming up to them crying,
I love
saying,
it.
"You look so much like my uncle. You remind me of my," and when you've done that, at the end of the day, because it wasn't a dollar involved, my child in college, come
Yes.
on, Holy Ghost, my
Come on.
child in
Come on.
college, her life was spared when the enemy came through a drunk drive and all the calamities and all the
Mm.
stuff she experienced and all of the stuff Chucky experienced.
Yes.
I counted because my heart and because God grants the things that you desire. My
Yes.
desire is
Yes.
that my child be at peace while she gets her education, my son be in peace while he engages in his education and going forward in counseling people now. Um, we no longer, as a Black couple and a Black unity, we no longer have to push a broom and clean toilets.
That's
That's
right.
it. That's it.
Respect us
Respect.
coming to your building, coming
Respect.
to a meeting, a town hall meeting in a suit and tie. Ooh,
Yep.
ooh,
That's
That's
it.
what we expect.
ooh,
Respect.
That's it.
nothing less.
Nothing
Nothing
less.
less.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it. That's powerful.
I've
And
got
the
a
Bible tells us in
testimony.
Galatians 6 and 9, and let us not grow weary while doing
Yes,
good. For in due season
that's
we shall reap if we what do not lose
faith.
heart. And
Mm-hmm.
so you have
Faith not.
already planted seed. So you have reaped what you have sown. And so
Mm-hmm.
now it's time for the reaping time.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
harvest.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you in your due season.
Yes, yes. I love how Pastor Glover
Okay.
shared with, okay, our pastor. I love how Pastor Glover, he shared with us years ago when he first started preaching at Mount Hermon. He said one day, he said, we were so poor. He said, the people in the projects, we thought they were rich.
That's it.
That's me.
And that would be Sam. And then even in Sam's interview with Lee Pitts, Sam said, Lee, we were so poor, the poor people called us poor. And some of our stories, like I said, some of our stories, this may turn into a midnight cry where we come together at night, because at night it's peaceful.
Yes.
Businesses and everything about is shut down and it's so
Yes.
quiet, and you
Yes.
have that time with God. I am up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, three
Yep.
o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
and I'm just so used to it because of caring for my mom. You around the clock. You're around the clock. Whatever she needs. And then so it doesn't mean that I'm not using my time wisely. That's
Right.
when the thinking cap comes on.
That's it. That's it.
How I can make this person a better person.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
It kicks into overdrive.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Because you get to listen to him then. You get to hear
Yeah.
his voice, not all those other voices that you hear all day
Yes.
long. He gets to
Yes.
speak to you and then minister to you as to what he wants you to do.
And let
And
me tell you, let me share this with you.
okay.
I was a music director at Mount Hermon for many years,
Uh-huh.
sang in the choir, St. John. I've done music all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Sang with the Florida Mass Choir. I was
Mm.
affiliated with Reverend Cone and the Mississippi Mass Choir. But let me tell you,
Love him.
I was I was in overdrive trying to make sure that the parts were right, ready for Sunday service.
Mm-hmm.
Then Wednesday night Bible study, you have a praise team. All of the things that us as singers, worshipers, musicians have to do for somebody to come in and say, wow, you don't know what we had to go through to get there, to
Mm-hmm.
that rehearsal, to show up Sunday, all of the things that could happen in your own personal life. I took some time off. I came off the spinning wheel of life.
Mm-hmm.
I was I was bitter because I wanted so much God in everything we did. And I'm going,
Yes.
why? This is the kind of behavior is that of the, a club. The
Mm-hmm.
the spirits of how you treat one another. I took a break. I never said anything to our pastors. I've always been told, uh, leave the pastor alone. He belongs to God.
Yes.
When I took a sabbatical and stayed home, I came back with a newness because it didn't take long. Because when you ask God something, He'll give you the answer, but you got to stop talking.
Right.
I
Mhm.
stopped.
That's
I
it.
stopped talking, and He said, "If this house you say is my house,
Come
then
on.
why aren't you in my house? Anything
Wow.
that's not like me will be driven out
Yes.
of
Yes.
his house. But
Yes.
now if it's not his house, then you're gonna have all of this. I'm the leader, I'm first this, I'm first watch, I'm first this, all of this stuff. But if it's my house, I came back, I loved, I hugged and embraced people that to this day never knew that they got on my last nerve and was the last thing to be called a
Uh-huh.
Christian in my eyesight.
Come on. Come
So I
on.
had to leave that alone. And God also showed me, He said, look how much time I gave you.
Wow.
Woo! Look how
Wow.
much time I gave you, Darlene. Leave that alone. If
Wow.
they see it, if they see success, they want to be with success. If they
Yes.
see
Yes.
downtrodden, they're going to wind up like that.
Yes.
That's all I wanted to share. I totally appreciate this time sharing with you things of our heart, things that are our passion. And I'm just so blessed and honored. And I prayed that when everything was going, nothing bothers me anymore. When you get to be 65 and 68, nothing bothers you. You just
You
ain't
don't
got
look
nothing
it.
to do but wait. You
Right.
don't have
Right.
nothing else.
Right.
We don't have to go to work. So we're
Right.
going to wait until we get
That's a
this done.
blessing.
And I just thank God for you. I thank God for my daughter and my son who tried to help us, and they did.
They did it.
Because of Chantel, I'm here spitting
That's
out
it.
the truth tonight.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And then what a blessing, what a blessed life she has had. I
Yes,
gotta throw that in there every time she shows where she's went to other countries and
Oh
ministered to
yeah.
those babies. I'm telling you, I could almost weep every time I see her in another country
Oh
ministering
yes.
to these young people, and to
yes,
know the fruit that she came from, and to see your son, in Africa bringing traditional clothing for you all to be draped in. I'm like, bless parents, bless
Yep.
men and women of God that have done some awesome things.
Yes.
And then, as Pastor said, you're just in your receiving,
Mhm.
your what you call
In
it,
the harvest,
you're in your
harvest
harvest
season.
season,
Right.
because you done imparted and blessed and gave to so many people.
yes.
And
Yes.
what a blessing it is to see it come back.
Yes.
Exactly.
And
It's
like
the
you say,
old.
you don't always see it in us. We
Yeah.
see it in our fruit. We see it in our
Yes.
Right.
children. They may not give into our bosoms, but they're going to bless and open doors for our children.
Right. You know,
And that's something that we
one
ask
thing
God
my
to do.
mom used to say, if you have your hand closed, what can you receive?
That's
But
it.
if your hand is open, then you can receive.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
one of the things that me and Darlene use
Yeah.
also without giving.
Hmm.
I don't know why I put on perfume. This is a video, yeah, live. I don't know, but I'm smelling good,
You
you
want
know.
to entice Sam. You wanted to
Oh yeah,
entice
Sam
Sam.
said that's me. Please and please invite us back, part 2.
Oh man, I'm telling you. Listen, we trying to get the butter from the duck on this late night. If you just
Yes,
joined us, if you just tapped on, you had the blessing. God wanted you to be on late tonight to hear
yeah,
the conversation and feel the love flowing from Sam and
yeah,
Darlene Mitchell. And we are so glad. We're so happy to be able to spend an evening with you and not have to share you with anybody else on this time
That's
frame.
Oh
right.
boy,
That's right.
that's
So I
big.
That's
knew
right.
that's why he threw a
yeah.
monkey wrench in it for all those that were waiting from the beginning. They said the Walkers needed a little time with the Mitchells.
Because we really
Yes,
do admire you guys.
Yes,
We
we
love you
do.
guys.
Yes, we
You
do.
guys are a great inspiration.
Oh my
When we come down
goodness.
to Fort Myers and we see you guys sitting beside our table, we're
Uh-huh.
like,
Right.
yeah, yes, we're in the
but
midst of greatness.
Thank you.
but
The
listen,
king and queen
listen.
of Dunbar.
Yes,
Sam
yes.
has 2 beautiful daughters, Crystal and Tiffany. 2
Uh-huh.
beautiful daughters, and they have the same spirit as their dad. You know, and it's a blended family. We have a blended family. So
Yes,
Uh-huh.
where you
yes.
see one, if you may not see the other, know that they're behind the scene and they're supporting everything that we do. I just thank
That's
God
it.
for giving us a second chance. His relationship came to an end, so did mine, but he's a God of second chances.
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
We said we wanted to get married. He honored our request.
Yeah.
yes.
So when things don't work, that's what you asked for that.
That's it.
That's it.
Can't
So
blame nobody else.
for married couples that are struggling, if you just take the concept of letting him grow and
Right.
accepting him for being a plant, he's a tree
Hmm.
now.
Right.
Yes.
From a plant to a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And the trees still bear fruit,
Mm-hmm.
but not as a plant, only as a tree. So let's continue to water our loved ones, water the things that they do, give them encouragement. You can say some things to a loved one or to somebody you don't even know. You can say
Mm-hmm.
something kind to that person.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
never know how that person, and they'll never forget you.
Yes. And I
That's
would like
it.
to add to that. Me and Darlene, we are so close. So close. I can be thinking about something and she would say it. And I would say,
That's
sweet, I
it.
was just thinking about that.
That's it. Because
Yes,
you're
that's how
connected.
close. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, the name of our ministry is Connecting in the Spirit. And we always say that people that God connect us to, sometimes we don't have to be with them all the time, but we
Right.
are always on one another's mind.
Yes,
Right,
And
right.
sometimes we pop
yes.
up and begin to fellowship just like we never lost time with one another.
That's right.
All right. It was the
That's
same
right.
thing
Yes,
with us.
That's
that's
right.
it.
Same
That's
thing.
it. That's it. And those are the kind of people we pray that God
Yeah.
will connect us to.
Yes.
Um, we plotted long time ago all the things that we went through as a young couple,
Okay.
going through in our relationship, and we just asked God that if you allowed us to go through this and bless our marriage, then we'll be transparent and be able to share and show to whoever is willing to receive.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Now we don't believe in casting our pearls to swine. You don't want to
Yes.
hear, you don't want to listen, you don't want to fellowship. We shake the dust off our feet and move
That's
on.
right. You
And
keep right
keep
on
moving.
walking.
That's
But
right.
if there's someone that just sometimes it's just like you two are, just being in your presence is a blessing. There's some people that feel like they have to just talk to teach you. No, not so. There are some people that you are just around and you
Yes.
glean from their energy,
Mm-hmm.
Right,
and that's
right.
Yeah.
important to us because that refuels us, that rebuilds us up.
And that's what you guys do to us when we see
Yes,
you
Yes.
guys.
yes, yes.
I love how my mom took time with me, and no matter what my mom and dad was going through,
Uh-huh.
they would, my mom, when she wanted to leave the house, she would make me leave with her. And it ain't like we was in a car. We were walking to grandma's house. We had to walk. We had to walk to my goddaddy's house, Hossy
Uh-huh.
Watkins. Ain't no filters here. We had to walk because
Uh-huh.
mama couldn't take daddy no more. And while
Mm-hmm.
we walking, I didn't have tennis shoes as a child. I had those loafers and
Hard shoe.
Buster Brown stuff
Uh-huh.
and all this stuff, but they look good. But when you walking for a mile going to somebody's house, and I say,
Yes.
Mama, why do I have to go? I ain't got a problem with daddy. Boop, upside
Right.
the head and that.
That's it. That's it.
But I
That's
love
it.
y'all.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
Well, we
love y'all,
love
and I
you
thank
too.
you
We
that
love you
the
too.
love that they have. We've had a good role model in front of us.
Yeah.
Sam's mother,
Yeah.
his father,
Yeah.
good role models.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, our hearts and minds go out to those. It's just awesome that you said that. There are so many that may be listening to this live
Mm-hmm.
that did not have role models.
Right.
But we want to remind them on tonight, as you said, what I prayed for, God gave it to me.
Yes, he did.
And you may not have a perfect role model. You know, we spend so much time watching the pastor's relationship and watching mom and dad relationship and
Yes.
that sort of thing. But if we allow him to lead us in our relationship, if we allow him to teach us how to communicate to one another, then we won't have as many broken marriages.
Right.
That's true.
We'll be able to maybe we'll be able to listen to him. We may not be able to listen to them, but we'll be able to listen to him and
Yes.
let him lead and guide us and put us on the right track.
That's
And I know
right.
that's why I started writing the books I did, because
Yes.
I went straight to the scripture. I didn't put what Barbara said or Roger said. I put what the Lord said about each topic: communication, blended families, intimacy in your relationship, finances. I put what the Bible said. So you may
Yes.
not listen to us, but you can read it. And in those hard times, go back to those books so that He
Right.
can feed you in those books. And then the books can get places that we can never get. The videos, they can never look at, but they have
Yes.
something they can put their hand on and go
Yes.
back to. And that's always been our prayer, to be able to help bless other relationships, whether it's young or older. We've,
That's right.
witnessed and ministered to people that have been married 45, 48 years and then had to tell one another, I forgive you because you just put up with me those 40 years.
Yeah.
All that
Yeah.
you didn't deserve, that
Yeah.
disrespect and sit down and shut up and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. You
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
deserve that. But now I can say, will you forgive me? And then we can go forward from here. So
Exactly.
that's been the blessing that God has allowed us to endure
It
uh,
shows. It
since we've been
shows.
married.
It's another thing that I would like to leave with you all in a relationship. Uh, trust, love, and understanding.
That's it. That's
Those
it.
three, if you have that, and if you don't have it, then you have a big problem.
Wow. And listen, you hitting all my points. You hitting all my darts. You hitting all my little asterisks that I had on the paper. We crossing
Oh
all
wow,
kind
thank
of
you. So
lines.
that tells you that God is in this.
That's
Yes,
it.
he is.
That's
Yep.
it. Every one of the questions and topics that I told her that we wanted to roll with tonight.
Wow.
Believe it or not, it's been so smooth. We've
Yeah.
Oh
crossed,
really? Thank you very
we've
much.
dotted all the I's and crossed the
Yeah.
T's
Yeah.
Thank you.
in the
I
midst
was
of
so
our
nervous.
regular conversation,
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
supporting
you.
each other.
Thank
Now,
you.
this is what I want to ask before he get to his part.
Okay.
Tell me about date night. What do you all do for date night?
Well, what do we do, sweetie?
Date night. We send a date night around good food,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we
entertainment, shows, plays. Um, Chantel is good at this, and Chucky. They'll say, "Come on, let's do it. Let me take you out for you all to do the date night." If we go somewhere and we got to park, we got to walk to wherever the restaurant is or wherever
Right.
and but you get to a point in your life where we've done all that. We have done all of the highs and all of this. The date night to me costs us nothing. I'll
That's
go in
it.
my freezer,
That's it.
pull out the lobster tails
That's it.
and king crabs. I pull all
Hmm.
that out. This is our date.
Yep.
That's it.
This is
Yep.
our date.
That's it.
While we watch on TV the food channels and they're eating lobsters and crab, I made us an egg sandwich one night. We
Uh-huh.
got to be chewing something in our mouth.
Gotta be eating. Gotta
It
be
may not.
eating, boy. That's it. That's it.
We
You
we
gotta
can't
eat.
even keep it in the house past 2 days when we buy it. So
Right,
if it's
right,
gone, and I'm just gazing and cracking, and I'm going, and I gotta be chewing oranges,
right,
apples. We gotta be
right.
eating something. But
Gotta be
that's
eating
our date
something.
night. It doesn't take all that
Fish,
anymore
fish,
for us.
fish.
That's it. That's
A
it.
good night is a night where nobody's calling from an accident,
Yep.
That's
nothing
it.
sudden or tragic has
Yep.
happened. That's a good night for us.
That's it.
Yes.
That's
That's a
it.
good
That's
night
it.
for us.
Yes.
Well, we'll slap some nachos or tacos or
That's
bowl
right.
of nuts and fruit and
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
popcorn, and then just get
Yes.
the remote control and just click till we get
Yes.
That's
tired.
right.
That's
Oh my
right.
God, that's an awesome date night, then.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes, it is. Even like you say, even at a seasoned age, we still have fun. But I got to tell you, I enjoy seeing your family get-togethers, your family nights, the time that y'all hang out. When I tell you that bless my soul
Wow.
to see that, when I tell
Yes.
you, I just get excited when listen, look, babe, they got on the cowboy hats, stay out tonight hanging out, you know.
That's my Aunt Rose. She
I
and
love it.
Chantel being AKAs, they keep us involved in seeing how others have but if you stay cocooned in the house long, you don't get to see outside and what makes
Yeah.
everybody else happy, and we
Yes,
just get entertained. But
yes,
I gotta share this. I only had one birthday party, and please share this with others. Your mouth can cut off your blessing.
yes.
Mm,
At
so true.
Franklin Park Elementary School, I had only 4 friends in class that I really liked, and they liked me. The others picked at me. They would be so mean to me. Why? My dad would take me sometimes to school in the hearse. These kids will never forget. So they pick it. So I was like Eddie Munster on the Munsters. I was
Uh-huh.
the weird child, and they were so mean and nasty to me. But
Hmm.
kicking the can down the road, it's time for my birthday. And I
Yes.
told Mama, do not invite all these people in my class to my birthday party.
Uh-huh.
Mom had a different relationship with the kids because their parents patronize our drugstore, they patronize the funeral home.
Hmm.
So, mom and dad, I didn't get it back then. I was so mad. I think I was 8 or 9 years old. I was so mad. All these kids is at my party. And
Hmm.
when had hot dogs and potato chips, do you know we thought we were rich? We
Come on
were,
now.
yeah, that was caviar to us.
That's
And I
it.
Better
That's
stuck
it.
believe it.
around, I hung around my 4 friends, and I was so mean to them because they'd be mean to me. And now you're at my house. And
Hmm.
mom, I didn't know she couldn't take anymore. I didn't see the sign. She asked me to go gather the kids. I didn't know she had it up to here with me. I
Hmm.
said, "You go get them. You invited them." When I
Uh
woke
oh.
up,
Uh
when
oh.
I woke up,
Uh-huh.
kids was gone. Mama was standing over me. I don't know what she thought, but when I knew she was concerned, and her close friend Leola Tate, when she was concerned about me, because I actually was literally out, I saw her,
Wow.
doing this, and then I started shaking, making it really look like I'm on my way. I've been a mess all my life, and I love y'all. I love y'all. Love you.
Oh my God, that is so cute. That is so
Mm,
cute.
yeah.
But like you said, I make sure I put that in the chat. Your mouth can cut off your blessings.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Yes.
Definitely.
I'll make sure I put that in the chat.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
listen, this is a nugget that Honeydew want to drop on the live tonight, our part 2.
Once again, thank you, Brother Sam and Sister Darlene. Truly a blessing. We definitely love you guys. And welcome to the second part of my segment, Forever Growing, because you are forever growing. We're very transparent between me and my wife, and this is how we help others. Let me give you a brief topic: how to trust and share with your spouse. God revealed
He's gonna
his
tell
law
us.
regarding marriage in Genesis 2:24 and 25. And one of those foundational truths is the law of purity. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and shall cleave to his wife. They shall become one flesh. And they were
Exactly.
both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. This took place before sin entered the Garden of Eden. Did you know the name of Eden means pleasure and delight? God didn't just create marriage, but he put Adam and Eve in a place made for their pleasure. When he created Adam and Eve, he created them naked. Now that's significant. After the fall, the first married couple decided they didn't want to be naked in front of each other. They were ashamed and tried to hide. They used fig leaves to cover their genitals. Think about the symbolism of this. The genitals are where men and women are most different. They are also the place where men and women are most sensitive. These are the areas that originally God thought should be exposed, but Adam and Eve covered them up. When you're living your marriage in purity, you can expose your differences without fear or shame.
That's good.
You can open up about the most sensitive area of your life in your marriage without concern. But when you have sin in your life, and when you are sinning against each other, you lose the ability to trust. That's when you hide your differences and cover up your sensitive area.
Wow.
We're transparent here. When Barbara and I first married, I was verbally abusive and dominant. I hurt her so badly with the things I said that she covered her heart, figuratively speaking, with fig leaves. Because I was so insensitive, she refused to let me in to most sensitive part of her life. My brothers and sisters, as a result, she covered herself off from me. She didn't trust me. We didn't talk on a deep level or have any real intimacy. We didn't know each other. Eventually, the Lord brought me back to him, and I repented. From that point, I began living according to the law of purity. I realized that I had to be careful with my marriage and with Barbara, that everything I did would impact her. As soon as I asked her for forgiveness, those fig leaves began to come off her heart. It was a process. It didn't happen overnight. But before long, she began to tell me things I didn't know about her. One day, several months later, she shared with me something specific about the way she was feeling. How long has that been going on? I asked. She told me she had felt that way for years. It was totally news to me. Why didn't you tell me that before? She said, I couldn't trust you. My brothers and sisters, all of us are more sensitive than we are care to admit. We cannot trust our heart of hearts to someone who won't take responsibilities for their behavior. Only then can we both be naked and unashamed.
That's it.
I leave this with you, my brothers and sisters. When the fig tree comes off, we expose ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and figuratively without shame. My brothers and sisters, this when true intimacy happens in your marriage.
That's it.
Yes.
This is how you trust, and this is how you share with your spouse. Because my brother and my sister, you are forever growing.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
what beautiful nuggets.
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. So we don't have a
Beautiful.
problem with being able to share where we were and where we are, because we wanted to be able to help other people. You know,
Yeah.
they look at us and say, "Oh, y'all get along, y'all have a beautiful relationship," but we
Yeah,
don't know where the Lord brought us from.
that's right.
Right.
That's
And
right.
to get to this point, I promise you, we don't want to see other couples hurt. We don't want to see other people broken. We don't want to see other women to a point to where they cannot be open with their mates to let them know how they really feel,
Yes,
because we're
yes.
hiding, we're going to shell trying to protect them and protect their feelings, and then we
I
go
learned
years in relationship hurting and
I
broken.
Because
I
my brother and
learned
sister, you have truly not seen true intimacy when you're
yes.
hurting.
That's
But when
it.
you're not hurting, ooh, hanging from the chandeliers, running up and down the walls. Eyes have not seen and ears have not heard what's gonna happen in the bedroom. I'm telling you, when you
Well,
forgive one another, these things take place in
Yes.
your life.
you
That's
didn't
how you
say
can come out your house and smile like the Mitchells are doing. Come on,
man,
somebody.
we don't did all of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We don't know what else to do.
Come on now. That's it right there. That's it. That's why we love y'all, guys. Y'all
Oh my
just
Look,
God.
look,
straightforward.
The
That's
fig
it.
leaves can't cover all this.
Okay.
y'all so crazy, man.
We need a forest.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Lord.
y'all are the realest people that we know.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
goodness. Yes, sir.
You know, they
Yes,
We don't
invited
sir.
we
us.
don't know anything else, but in order just be yourself.
That's
That's
right.
it.
If you
Yes.
can't accept me for me, then
That's
that's
right.
on you.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's it.
Because I'm
That's
not
Wrong
it.
going to
That's
place,
change
it.
what
wrong time. Wrong
right.
place,
I'm not
wrong
going to change
time.
what I do. You know,
That's
if you
it.
can't accept me for what I do, then you got to move on.
That's
Yes,
Because I'm
it.
sir.
going to be
Yes, sir.
Sam.
That is so true. That is so
This
true.
has been beautiful, beautiful
Yes,
fellowship
ma'am.
with you
I
all.
enjoy I enjoyed the conversation, and I can understand now why there was a delay, because again,
Yeah,
there could have been some that were on as spectators. That's not what God intended on tonight.
Exactly.
that's right.
He needed the real people
Yeah,
to have a real conversation
That's right.
and to be able to let our hair down.
That's
yes,
right.
And that's what we did on tonight.
That's
yes.
right.
Yes, we
Now
did.
you can't do that with everybody now.
No,
Let
you
your hair
can't.
down.
No, sir.
You
You got
can't.
to feel them out.
My hair, right?
You got to feel them out. And
We've learned that.
God will tell you, this is not
Hmm.
the person you're supposed to be around.
That's
I
it.
believe
That's
that
it.
wholeheartedly.
Because they
Yeah,
can't handle the truth. They can't
Most
handle
definitely.
Exactly,
the real
exactly.
Sam and Darlene. They can't handle the real Roger and Barbara. So he
Okay,
allows us to choose our circles
Hmm.
and to choose our
okay.
battles.
That's right.
That's it.
yes,
Yes, he
yes,
does. And we want to give a shout out to our sponsors on tonight. FPF Investment Group, Dr. John Frierson. Also to
yes.
Credible Tax Pro, Good Credit RX. Shout out to the ladies that are making some great moves, that are in all 50 states doing taxes, bookkeeping, whatever you need. They are a full service circle of women that's
Mm-hmm.
moving and doing some things. They're moving in silence, and they're
Yeah,
breaking ground in different places. So we just shout out Credible Tax Pros. They have been awesome. And also to
awesome.
Stella Gibson's International Cooking. She has been with us since we first started doing our podcast a couple of years ago. Awesome young lady. Cook whatever you want, whenever you want it, serve it how you like it. She's an independent Black woman that has a lot of eggs in her baskets. So it's not to say this is all that I'm counting on. I'm not just counting on cooking. I'm counting on finances, counting on credit, counting on Bitcoin. So she's a young woman that's doing some great things in the community. So we just welcome people that are single or married, that has a gift to share with the community. If it's something that you have to offer, we want to share that with Hanging with the Walkers.
Hmm.
Uh, Joe North, the lawyers, the chefs, real estate, you name it, authors. We've come across all of that. Violinists with Luna Mooney, soloists, you name it. God has allowed us to touch bases with those, so that when there is a connection that needs to be made, we've seen them and heard them here, and we can connect them together. And that's what we like to do.
That's it.
That's it.
They got in the shout out.
Any shout outs that you want to give out on tonight?
Thank you, pastors.
Any shout outs you want to give out tonight, pastors? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Oh my goodness. I guess we talk so until we shut down the microphones and everything. Because we can't hear you. You maybe can hear us, but we can't hear you. We know she's somewhere nearby. But we've had such a awesome time with Sam and Darlene Mitchell from the Fort Myers area, the king and queen of Dunbar. We met them at Lee Pitts Live some time ago. saw them come into the building, and I promise you, it took our whole attention. The way that his mannerism, his respect, his charisma for his beautiful wife. When they dance on the dance floor, he has his cane, and he does these smooth moves on the dance floor. But they're well known to everyone in their community. They've done some great things in the community over the years, shared with a whole lot of people, did a whole lot of building, the 239 drumline. She was over the Hodges University, and many graduates have come through the Hodges University, through the Housing Authority, where she was managing and being able to pour into over the years. So she's touched base, she's touched lives in a lot of places. And because Sam was in the military, he rubbed elbows with quite a few people. So we are thanking God for their life, thanking God for the places that they've been, thanking God for their footsteps that they have made, even them pouring into their children, Chucky and Chantel. If you've ever met their kids, I promise you, you'll know that these are children that have been poured into and prayed over and given back to God. And we just thank God for having met them through Lee Pitts Live After Work in the Fort Myers area. If you ever get a chance to meet them, then you'll understand why we were so eager to get them on to share this late night with Sam and Darlene Mitchell.
That's right.
Of course, we expected technical difficulties because we understood and knew that it was going to be a high time and a lot of laughter. So even if you see this video later on, it will say part 2, late night hanging with the Walkers with Sam and Darlene Mitchell. Please like and share this video. A lot of good information that they shared. A lot of things that she shared with us about being able to be broken even in ministry, and being able to step away and come back, knowing that God had patience with us. So we have to have patience with other people so that they can get to where we are, to be able to love like Christ said to love. So we understand that, and we appreciate that, and we appreciate them for taking time.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Please go back and look at the video from the beginning of where it says late night with Sam and Darlene Mitchell part 2. That's where they actually appeared on the video. The part 1 was our technical difficulties. Again, I say please like and share this video. If they are not on YouTube, you can always go to our YouTube channel. If they're not on Facebook, they can always go to our YouTube channel at Barbara Walker 6795. That's capital BARBARA, lowercase Walker 6795. One word. Copy and paste that and send that to whomever is not on Facebook to be able to enjoy this live. I'm telling you, we had an awesome time tonight.
Yes,
We
did.
just thank God for just allowing us to steal away and have that special moment with Sam and Darlene Mitchell. Because everyone, I don't care who you are, every couple needs some strong couple to pour into you, to pour back into you.
That's right.
Everything that you poured out to everyone else. And they did that on tonight and did not even realize that that's what they were doing. But it was what we needed.
What we needed.
Oh
That's
my
right.
goodness. So the press was worth it.
Yes, it was.
So thank you so much for having patience. Thank you so much for tapping in, tapping on. We got to get them back on because now they know how to get on StreamYard. So now we got to have a real part 2.
That's right.
With Sam and Darlene Mitchell so we can hang out and get to the rest of our questions. Prayers for their family and the loss of their aunt Lily Edie Post. We just pray for them and the family for strength, that they are still able to trust God even in the midst of their loss. She didn't stop. She didn't quit. She kept going. She was there for her family and whatnot. So we are definitely in prayer for them. Shout out to Mount Hermon and their pastor, Pastor Glover, and Lady Glover. Shout out to them on tonight for just being a blessing in their lives. Shout out to the 239 Drumline, to all of those that are a part of that. We look forward to being able to sit in the presence of those young people and hear them just minister on the drums.
And shout out to all our Lee Pitt Family.
That's it. Shout out to all the Leap Hits Live family that tapped in, those that would tap on later on and listen to this video. Again, please like and share. You got to see Sam and Darlene Mitchell in rare form on
Yes, sir.
tonight. You know, we see them as king and queen of Dunbar at the Leap Hits Live, but you haven't seen this side.
No, sir. What a blessing.
Oh my God, we had a good time tonight. I'm just excited. Meet us tomorrow, 5:30 to 6 p.m. for our prayer birthing room with Apostle Lenny Royal, followed by our community Bible study with the one and only senior pastor of Connecting in the Spirit Outreach Ministries Incorporated, Pastor Rogers Walker. We were not able to get on last week because he was out of state, but we look forward to being with you at Community Bible Study tomorrow at 6 p.m. So please, I pray for you. You pray for me, and we'll watch God change things. Have an awesome night tonight. And again, thank you so much for hanging in there with us with this late night part 2 with Sam and Darlene Mitchell. I promise you, our life will never be the same. Love you, and truly, there's nothing you can do about it. And hey,
Peace.
peace.